Hi guys, great to have you back. In today's video, we're going to go over a question that I get all the time, and that's where should I look at the golf ball, or where should my eyes be focusing when I hit a shot? So some people, try to look at the back of the ball, some people try to look at the top of the ball. And I think what this really stems from is being a little bit uncomfortable over top of the ball and being unsure of what you're trying to do. And the way that I like to think of this is not as much where you're looking at the golf ball. I don't necessarily look at any piece of the golf ball. I will go over, for those of you struggling with this, I'll give you somewhere to visualize and what to visualize. But the main thing is to be visualizing in your mind the type of shot that you're going to be playing. So if I'm looking up, looking down the fairway here, and I'm thinking I want to hit it straight down the middle of the fairway, I want to visualize my entire ball flight. So I want to visualize how high the ball is going to go. A lot of times I'll pick out clouds. If you can see some of those clouds up in the distance, I'll kind of visualize, okay, I have a 6-iron here and it's going to get a certain height up in the clouds. Is this ball going to draw or is it going to fade? And I want to feel the entire flight of the ball. A lot of times what we do is we set up over top of the golf ball, we're a little bit uncomfortable. We have a couple quick glances up toward the green. We see the flag out in the distance and we just focus in on the flag and we really don't think about much of anything else. And then we get uncomfortable and we make a swing that feels pretty forced. We want to take a little bit extra time before we swing or before we hit the ball, make a couple practice swings and visualize exactly what you're going to try to do with this ball flight. And if you have trouble visualizing, the shot shape, then keep on working on it. Don't ever hit a shot until you can see that picture very, very clearly. So usually what's happening is, I know I want to hit a draw or a fade or whatever the shot is. Let's pretend here it's going to be a nice high draw, just to give an example. And when I make my swing, I just can't make myself visualize that. All I can see is a fade or a different type of shot. Well, sometimes it's okay to switch up your shot. What your body's telling you is the way that I'm moving my body is going to result in a fade much more likely than it is a draw. And that's just my body giving feedback of what its feel is and what it thinks is going to be easier to do. So if I'm behind the shot, I want to play a draw, but I just can't get myself to feel anything or to visualize anything but a fade. I can always step back, change the game plan, decide to hit a fade, and then go with that. And I found that that actually helps a little bit when you're out on the course and things aren't particularly going your way that day. Sometimes all you can see is a big fade and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll go ahead and play that fade. When you get back to the range, then we'll work on hitting the draw after the round is over. So here, I want to go ahead and visualize this. I want to hear the sound of the ball. I want to see, visualize how my club would be moving through this golf ball. I want to feel what that would feel like on the face. And I want to just see the entire shot like it's playing in a movie. Now, if you want something to focus on, what I would say is as you step up to the ball, so I'm going ahead and make a couple practice swings. I'm visualizing that shot in my mind. I'm seeing the entire ball flight. As I step up, I'm watching that movie over and over and over again in my head. I'm watching that ball fly through the air. I'm watching it land right beside the pin. I'm watching all this good stuff happen. And then at the last second, I'm just letting that movie happen. So I'm not really focusing on any particular piece of the ball. I know some people like to though, and what I'd recommend you do is pick out a spot directly in the back of the ball. If I'm going to play a draw, that spot may be a little bit on the inside of the ball, and I'm going to feel like my club face is going more toward the outside of that spot. So I'm going to visualize basically hitting a draw through the ball, visualize that line kind of coming inside out, and that divot coming through the ball a little bit more to the right. And then I'm going to see that shot shape. If it's going to be a fade, we'll do the opposite. As I'm standing over top of the ball, instead of visualizing the center of the ball, maybe I'm visualizing a little bit more toward the outside of the ball, and I'm seeing that divot after the ball come more to the left, and then I'm picturing my ball fly through the air. For a dead straight shot, it would be right through the center of the ball, divot right in the middle, right in front, going toward the target. So it really comes down to what we're visualizing, what type of shot we want to play. Now for this particular shot, I got a little bit of a left to right wind. I'm going to set up for a slight fade here. So I'll come behind the shot. I'm seeing it get up in the clouds, fade a couple yards off to the right. As I set up, I'm watching that movie over and over in my head again, time and time again. I'm visualizing my divot being in front of the golf ball a little bit more to the left, and then that ball just fading slightly over to the right. Let's go ahead and try it out. There we go, just like I envisioned it. Started out a little left, had a slight fade on it. My divot was moving a little bit left, and I played that in my head like a movie, and then I just let it happen. I'm not trying to manipulate things when I'm out on the course. I'm just giving myself a great visual. I'm learning to do these skills when I'm at the range, and then I'm just letting myself visualize and let it happen. Totally reactionary when I get out on the course. So try that out. Use visualization to your advantage, and you're going to shoot some better scores. All right guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. If you did, I got an even better bonus for you. If we want to get distance in the golf swing, we've got to get a lot of lag, and then we've got to let that lag go. Well, I've got my #1 lag video. I'm going to play a preview of that here in a second. If you're on a desktop device, go ahead and click the link that pops up on your screen. If you're on a phone or a tablet, click the iCard that's somewhere on your screen right now. That's going to take you to where you can get instant access to that full video. Plus, you're going to get 5 videos from our Top Speed Golf system. Never going to cost you a dime. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Click that thumbs up button, that really helps us out. And also remember to subscribe, that way you'll see our newest videos. See you guys in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see. And in this drill, what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. I do it this way versus holding that position. Exact same thing happens when we're building the lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.